Hey everyone! Today on the plastic canvas I'm going to show you what comes with Tang by Thundergriff Games. Hey everyone, Matt here from the Plastic Canvas and welcome to the first episode of this Tang series. Today we're going to lift the lid and have a look at what comes in the box to see first of all if the delays were worth it, and then also to give you an idea of whether this would be a game that would interest you or not. So let's head down and start with the box cover. Alright, so just the first thing to quickly note is that in this video I'm going to show you what just comes with the base game of Tang. As far as I know, in our Kickstarter we got everything, so we have some expansions, so we have like an extra character there, we have the Golden Age and Ghost Stories expansions. I won't be showing them. I figure just going through the base game will be enough. So if you've seen any of my videos on the channel so far, you know that I'm a miniature painter, and so art is very, very important to me. This box cover is absolutely amazing. The artwork here is incredible. The artwork throughout the whole game is phenomenal. And I love this finish that comes with the picture here. I don't actually know what this is called, this sort of reflective kind of glossy finish. If you know what it's called, it'd be awesome if you could put the name for it in the comments down below. But yeah, this is amazing. Absolutely love this. Great start, but we all know though that the box art doesn't actually affect the game. So let's lift the lid and have a look at what our components are like. Alright, so the first thing that we find in the box is this little card here that just has a bit of a thank you for purchasing the game. But what I actually like here is that it says, by buying this game, you are also planting a tree. The Forest Garden program is a simple, replicable, and scalable approach with proven success. By planting specific types of fast-growing trees, fruit trees, hardwoods, and food crops in a systematic manner over a 4-year period, families in need can positively change their lives forever. So that's just a cool little thing there. Yeah, some little benefit from getting the game. But yeah, obviously not a reason in itself to buy a game, but that's just a nice little thing there. And then we find our rule book here. Components list, always really good. One of my pet hates is in games when they don't actually list all of the components and it says, draw a card from the encounter deck, and it doesn't actually tell you which one it is, and you kind of have to guess a little bit. We've got an introduction to the game. So the Tang dynasty is considered the first golden age of the classic Chinese garden. Emperor Zhang Zhao built a magnificent imperial garden, the garden of the majestic clear lake near Xi'an, and lived there with his famous concubine Yang Guifei. I'm probably butchering those names, but anyway. The overview: players take the role of engineers who have been summoned to build a garden while balancing elements of water, rock, and greenery. They need to decorate the garden with pavilions, bridges, different types of vegetation, and animals such as birds and goldfish. During the construction, characters will visit the garden to inspect how the natural elements are arranged and admire the surrounding landscape. Now, I haven't actually looked through this rulebook yet, so this is my first time having a flick through. Looks to be a good amount of pictures to illustrate what the rules are actually referring to, which is always good. Yeah, that seems fairly simple. 11 pages. So that's a good length, and then our character descriptions on the back. So that looks to be good. So we're off to a good start. Then we have our board. I don't reckon I'll be able to get all of this into the shot, but that's okay, because, oh no, maybe, almost. This looks really, really cool. The color tone on the board is really, really nice as a starting point, and then as the decorations go on top, this is going to have a really, really nice table presence. So yeah, so that's really cool. And the quality of it is really nice. So yeah, so that's pretty cool. And it looks, and again, we haven't played the game yet, but it looks as though that's going to be fairly easy to know where things can be placed. The grid's easy to see. Yeah, so that looks pretty good so far. And then we have our player boards here, 4 of them, I think. Yep. And again, good good quality there, good thickness. Artwork looks really nice again. So yep, there's our player boards. We've got our miniatures here. I'm just going to set them off to the side for the moment. I'll bring them back in a little bit later. And then we've got some of our decorations here. So obviously throughout the game, you'll be able to add different things to the actual garden. So we've got, like, I guess, the tops of some gazebos, things like that. They could look pretty cool if they were painted. Whether I'm going to paint them or not, I don't know yet. But there's quite a few of them. And then we've just got some little supports, I think, for them. So I guess the just to the underside of the gazebo there probably slots into that, I suppose, and then makes it 3D. And then bases, I'm guessing, for those gazebos. And you know, these are just plastic, but they look to be pretty good quality. So overall, that's looking pretty good. Cubes, not sure what they're used for, but they're just standard wooden painted cubes. Little plastic tokens. Don't know. Oh, maybe they're for your miniatures. The bases slot into them so that you know which colours you're looking for. I think that's what they're for. If I just have a quick check back to the components. I can't see them referenced there in the components, but I reckon that's what they're for. Anyway, and then we've got our player cards. Don't know if this just opens. Oh, that's just got a little seal there. So there's our player cards. So Architect, Child, Emperor, Empress. Love the colours that are in these. And then that contrast between the characters on there and then the background. So yep, so they're cool. Quality there is fine, nothing special. Good enough. So we'll set them off to the side, and then we've got some cards here. I'm not sure what these are for. Again, have a look back at the component list. There's character cards. Landscape tiles, maybe? Not sure. Can't tell from the... Oh, decoration cards? Yep, maybe the decoration cards. Those ones there. Alright, so you can add some fish there like that one. Make sure that's just in focus. Whoop! Make sure that's in focus there. So that's, yeah, that looks really, really nice. Good colours on there. Yep, so that looks good. And then our tray's empty, but if we actually lift it up, we then find all these punch outs underneath. So again, more decoration things, various tokens there. Love the colours that are in there. Coins, I guess. 20, 10, 5. Some other tokens there. Again, good thickness to them. Little map tiles, I suppose, just for the garden. More other round tokens there. Just looking at the component list, so these are the garden tiles, I'm guessing. So you can see there's so different artwork on there. So we've got a boat in there, some rocks and things like that. Backside of them there. More garden tiles. Again, I just absolutely love the artwork. It's really, really well done. Here's some of the decorations and the colours that are in here. There's the saturation of the colours is awesome. Yeah, really, really love the artwork in this game. Very, very cool. And then more there. Some more building the trees, different things like that. And the artwork, if we just bring that in a little bit, that's pretty cool. So far, I mean, I haven't played the game yet, but I'm going to say that, you know, we had a few delays, but it's looking like it was worth it. Those components so far are amazing. And so now we come back to our minis. Now this is where I'm going to say it's probably a little bit of a letdown. The images of the miniatures in the Kickstarter campaign definitely, well, at least from memory, they looked better than this. Bigger scale and more detail. These are quite slender. You know, you can sort of tell against my hand there how small they are. They are quite narrow, and there isn't an amazing amount of detail in them. I mean, they're, you know, quite neutral poses. Even, you know, looking at, if I just open it up, if I pick out, I don't know, say this one, you know, even looking at the detail in the clothes, there's not a whole lot going on there. So that's definitely something that I've noticed that probably, yeah, it hasn't lived up to what I thought it would be. Certainly not a reason to not get the game, but it's not going to take away from the game. But I was under the impression that the miniatures would be of a better quality than this. But, you know, they still have some cool poses to them. You know, this girl here with her umbrella, parasol sort of thing there. So there is a bit of variety, but just, yeah, the overall scale and detail is a bit less than what I was expecting when thinking back to how they looked in the Kickstarter. Alright, so that's everything that comes in the box. Overall, I am very, very impressed with the production quality here. I absolutely think that the extra weight in the delays was worth it. The artwork throughout the whole game is amazing. All of these decorations are of really, really good quality. There's a good thickness to them. There's not going to be, you know, any issue with them standing up, and these will look amazing out on the table. Like I said, the only disappointing side to it was our minis. They're just, from the perception that I got from the images on the Kickstarter campaign, I expected them to just have a bit more detail and to be a little more impressive, I suppose, in their scale. But again, you know, out on the table, these are going to look really good. So, you know, really not a problem in the end. So, in terms of what I'm going to do for videos for them, you know, for painting the miniatures, I'm not actually totally sure at the moment. Because purely in terms of just painting them, there's probably not going to be too much to pick out because of, you know, the detail not being there that does come with other minis. What I'm thinking, though, is that I have a few paints in my collection that are very bold and intense and very saturated colours that could work really, really nicely for these, because when we look at the artwork in these characters, like, you know, the Empress, for example, there, the purples and the golds in there, you know, and the lady there as well, and the greens in the merchant. Trying to replicate that with the minis is probably going to be, you know, an interesting little challenge there. And they could look really, really cool with really intense saturated colours. That's probably going to what I'm going to have a look at doing, is using some of those colours that get used a little bit less often, because, you know, how many minis are, you know, that colour. So that could be pretty cool to have a look at, and what can be done with some of the more intense colours. But anyway, I hope that gives you a really good idea of what comes with Tang Garden, and whether this looks to be the sort of game that you would be interested in getting. And yeah, if you want to see how I paint those miniatures there, make sure you stick around to check them out. But thanks for watching this video, and this is Matt from the Plastic Canvas signing out. Happy gaming and happy painting, everyone. Cheers.